For nearly a decade, Evan Ginsberg's Legends Radio has featured interviews with the greatest names in the arts and sports. Heard worldwide at legendsradio.net, the program has featured these great... Evan Ginsberg back with another edition of Evan Ginsberg's Legends TV, always an eclectic mix. And this will prove just that, as we have poet, spoken word artist, my co-host, Written in Pain, sitting next to balloon artist, Mr. Poppin Twist. Written in Pain and Mr. Poppin Twist. Where else but on Legends TV?
Match made in heaven, I guess.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. And we are all wrestling fans,
yes, indeed,
as evidenced by your shirt there.
Absolutely.
And, yeah. And as we had you the other week, and you did a Randy Savage impression.
Oh yeah,
which I sent to Lanny Poffo, by the way.
Did he like it?
He loved it. He loved it. And Lanny's a good friend, and I'm sure he'll appreciate the shirt. And as a poet, I'm going to send him this episode as well, and he'll check out your work. You're going to be performing later.
Yeah.
So. Since we have this wrestling theme in common, and wrestlers are always in character with their gimmick name, do you want to give out your real names? It's entirely up to you.
Oh, my name is Carlos. I'm cool with that.
Okay, okay.
My real name is Derek, Derek Mutersball, which is not a very fun sounding name.
Mr. Poppin Twist is a lot catchier.
Exactly, that's why right. I do it. There are places I go that people still don't know my real name. Mr. Poppin Twist, they'll yell, it's like going like Norman Cheers, Poppin Twist,
Poppin
But
Twist.
they don't know my real name, but they know me as Mr. Poppin Twist. And also the funny thing, we have a friend in common. We have Rage is our friend in common.
That's right.
Rage's wife, dear sweet lady, does not recognize me if I'm wearing this shirt. If I'm wearing the shirt, she knows who I am. I take the shirt off, it's Clark Kent and Superman.
I had Rage and his wife on this show on a Valentine's Day episode, with the theme being, here's a woman that's so supportive. I mean, Rage is not a kid. He's in his 40s. Mm-hmm. And to embark on a wrestling career late in life, it's a real long shot, making it to WWE or whatnot. So to have somebody that supportive is a beautiful thing.
Oh gosh, yeah, they're great. Yeah, the whole,
nice
the whole
people.
Family. Oh yeah, for sure. Just saw them the other night.
And Rage is a perfect example. I'm a New York City old school Jewish liberal, and Rage and I do not share a lot of the same politics, but I love the guy. He's the nicest guy going.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
You can get along with somebody who doesn't share the same politics.
Absolutely.
Imagine that.
Oh, for a love of wrestling. That's how that works.
It's interesting you say that. I'll have a political argument on Facebook with somebody from the wrestling world, and it'll get ugly sometimes. Then I'll see them at the arena. We look at each other from across the room, we smile, and I remember why I like the guy, and we shake hands and we apologize, and then it's all about the wrestling, all about the art. And you forget that people do have different opinions. Is the glass half full? Is the glass half empty? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Hillary or Trump, believe me. 350 million people in this country, these are the best two. I'd rather have you guys running for president. I mean, what's your take on that?
It's crazy. Go ahead.
The presidential candidates?
I mean, 350 million people. These are the best two candidates we have out there?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's funny. I was talking. I have a friend who's been active in the Libertarian Party for years and years and years, like going back to the 90s. Early 90s, and I feel like this is the first chance, that the best chance for a Libertarian candidate to actually get elected right now than there's ever been before.
Well, I think the best chance is a Ralph Nader deal,
right?
Where you end up knocking out somebody by getting the 3, 4, 5%, which isn't necessarily a good thing.
No, did they do writing candidates for president? Because that'd be interesting.
All right, and Mr. Poppin Twist. Can you imagine? Mr. Poppin Twist has 8 million votes because it's a rough year. So what's your take on that?
This kayfabe to me. I don't, I think it's a bigger picture. I think that they just stick people in front of us to kind of give us an illusion of option. But I think pretty much the politics stay the same.
I was on the phone yesterday with Bruce Hart from the legendary Hart family. He's a dear friend of mine. And we were saying how Donald Trump is in the WWE Hall of Fame, and Davey Boy Smith and Dynamite Kid and Owen and these guys are, and how insane that is.
It is.
This guy doesn't even belong in the WWE Hall of Fame. He's running for president. Smack my head. Anyway, tell us about your work.
Okay. I'm
That's me, right?
Yeah, it's just after
that's
a
me
little
without the
workout.
suit.
I am known in the balloon world, as the pro wrestling balloon guy. I've made a joke.
So those aren't condoms on your shirt.
No,
Those are balloons.
no, they're balloons.
Okay,
100%. Yeah.
All right.
And I said, and anyone who doesn't already know about it, this shirt was given to me as a gift to me by Mick Foley. So so another part of my wrestling connections. I've dubbed myself in homage to a Ric Flair or a Rock. I've dubbed myself the balloon bending, fun sending, hero making, challenge taking, twisted poppin', never stopping, true entertainer of the pro wrestling world and beyond. So
There you go.
but I do a lot of wrestling events, and because of that, going up to WrestleMania every year on my social media, I do a balloon wrestler a day for a month. So I've probably built over 125 balloon wrestlers at this point.
Wow.
And that's indie guys, legends, current guys. You mentioned Lanny Poffo. I made a genius Lanny Poffo over the last and tweeted. He saw it on Facebook. He really liked that one.
There you go.
So I make a lot of pro wrestler balloons. This one just happens to be one of many. I've my goal to this day. My goal is to one day do balloons for WWE, just to say I've done it. Someone told me once. He said that I met someone in production at WWE, and they said, you know what's going to happen? I said, what? Because I had a website. Well, I had on their website. I had my balloons on the website, so they know who I am inside the company. And someone told me, he goes, you know what's going to happen? I said, what? He goes, one of these days, Vince McMahon is going to come off, come just backstage and go, we need a balloon twister.
That's right.
Get me Mr. Poppin twist. And it's going to happen. So I'm waiting for that day to happen.
You want to know something? You're laughing, but strange things happen. When you're involved in the arts, I'm not even an actor, and I was associate producer on The Wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing I know, I'm acting with an Academy Award nominee, a Golden Globe winner in Mickey Rourke. I mean,
Right.
strange things happen.
Oh, sure.
So it wouldn't be the most outlandish thing to do some kind of balloon gimmick one day.
No. Someone actually, a few friends of mine said that that Mr. Poppin twist would be a great heel manager. And I'm like, I don't know.
You pop the balloon of your opponent.
Right. That's what. Yeah. And I was like, that'd be kind of fun.
That works.
This is what we're going to do
That
to
works.
you, and you pop the balloon.
That works.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah. So I made the joke. Like, I have a lot of indie guys with my friends, like Rage and Nightmare and Thorson Creed.
Thorson Creed was on the show. Nightmare was on the show.
Yeah. Len Oddity, all these guys.
I love Len Oddity.
Gary. So I make the joke that those 5 guys are all my friends. They're the Papa Twist Menagerie. If I ever get in trouble, I got these 5 guys. To be my Gary Reno's in that group as well.
Len Oddity is one of the most colorful people I've ever met. He worked on The Wrestler with us, and a super nice guy,
Great guy.
a real showman, charismatic, tattooed from like head to toe.
Yep.
He puts nails like all throughout his body. He's an interesting guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes.
He did the show.
Yeah. He has a split tongue. He's
Surgically split tongue.
Yep.
I bit my tongue yesterday. I was miserable all day. This guy surgically split his tongue like a snake. It's wild.
The Long Island indie wrestling scene is an eclectic mix of people. That's for sure.
It's interesting you use that word because people have this negative stereotype of pro wrestling, but I've met some of the most interesting, colorful, intelligent, well-rounded people.
Oh, yeah.
Many of them are musicians, painters,
Stand-up comics like Dan Barry.
Some of the fans scare me.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's like 6 in the morning, I hate John Cena, I hate Roman Reigns. The first thing in the morning, they scare me, but the wrestlers themselves are an interesting bunch for the most part. And we're going to meet Julius Smokes and crew later in the show.
That sounds
Julius is very charismatic. So we're going to have you perform later a set of spoken word and poetry. And we're going to see more of your art later in the show. So right now, why don't we talk a little about the current wrestling scene? It was an interesting week. We were out in the green room talking before about Kevin Steen, a.k.a. Kevin Owens, who I loved in ROH for many years. This is the last guy you would think would be the WWE champion. You were there to see it live.
Mm-hmm.
What was that experience like? How did the fans react?
You know, the fans were kind of thinking Seth Owens or Roman Reigns.
Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Right.
Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns. I don't think they were expecting. So when Triple H comes out and does the whole interference,
Right.
the pop was insane. But because I know that at this point, Kevin Owens is pretty much a fan favorite. Even though I don't think that's how the WWE is trying to market him. But he's very charismatic.
Every once in a while, you get a guy that's so great, like a Kevin Owens. It doesn't matter if he's supposed to be a heel. The fans love him anyway. Roddy Piper, Randy Savage. You know, there's some guys, they're just going to love him no
Austin.
matter what.
Yeah, Jake the Snake Roberts.
Yeah. So the whole thing when Owens came in, and we were having this conversation, he doesn't have a six-pack of abs. He doesn't look like a superhero like the WWE guys are supposed to. And I'm like, I'm old school. Pat Patterson, Ray Stevens. Ray Stevens, I interviewed thousands of old school legends. A lot of them say Ray Stevens was the greatest worker of all time. Okay, Harley Race. Guys like this did not have a six-pack of abs.
No.
They had the beer belly, and they could go an hour. And they were great.
Dusty
Great.
Rhodes.
Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes, you always hear the hardcore, oh, Dusty finished, Dusty finished. Let me tell you something, Dusty could work when he wanted to. I saw Dusty wrestle Harley Race at the Garden. I saw Dusty wrestle Ric Flair. You know, as he got older, he slowed down, you know, but in his prime, he could work.
Oh, yeah.
So you didn't need a six-pack of abs.
No.
I mean, you know, I don't know how it got from tough guys to, you know, like male model types. I don't know how it got to this, but I don't think it's necessarily a good thing.
I think that's Vince McMahon's vision of how wrestlers are supposed to look. I think that's always kind of been
Let me
his
tell you
thing.
something. I would rather watch Kevin Owens any day of the week than Randy Orton. Randy Orton has that perfect physique. I just find Kevin Owens far more entertaining.
I agree.
Yeah.
Orton's come a long way, though. I mean, you know, you can say it took him a while to find a personality, a person, you know, that worked. You know, early Randy Orton, he was good in the ring, but he didn't have a personality that came along with it.
I enjoyed Bob Orton much better. He didn't have a six-pack of abs.
No.
Orton and Piper used to come out at the Garden, mid-'80s, and it was like a hurricane hit the place. I mean, you know, it would always be Orton and Piper against Snooker and the Tonga Kid, whoever. It was like 8, 10, 12 minutes, and it was like carnage. And then, like, you could breathe again. I mean, Orton Jr. was tremendous. And he was a great technical wrestler. I mean, I preferred him much more than Randy.
That's one of the good things about the network, that, with the WWE network, with them owning so many libraries from other companies. You get to see these guys when they weren't just being focused on in WWE. You know, when they're in the South, or when they're in, you know, out west. You know, you get to see these guys really do the stuff that got them noticed and got them to go to the WWF at the time.
And let me just say something about that. A lot of the younger fans, and I'm 107, so I could speak on this. A lot of the younger fans, when they use terms like jobber, they saw guys late in their career, mid-'80s, when WWF or WWE got sizzling hot. Guys like Butcher Vachon, Mike Sharp, Jerry Valiant. Yeah, they were towards the end of their careers. They weren't kids anymore. They were losing more than they were winning. But these were world champion wrestlers. These were some big names. Mike Sharp used to main event in Mid-South. Even in WWF, I saw Mike Sharp wrestle Tito Santana for the Intercontinental belt. He wrestled Bob Backlund for the World belt at the Spectrum. So when you label somebody, oh, he's just a jobber, they're wrong. They don't know these guys' careers. Johnny Rodz, oh, he was a jobber. Johnny Rodz headlined the Olympic Auditorium, headlined in Puerto Rico. You know, Johnny Rodz had other identities, Java Roop, which was kind of a chic spinoff. So it's almost, you know, diminishing the accomplishments. Oh, he was just a jobber.
Right.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's good that you have some of these other territories on YouTube, on WWE Network. even New Japan Pro Wrestling, New Japan World, which is tremendous, you should support it. You see these guys in the 80s, and guys you may perceive as jobbers were, main event guys. Main event guys. And some of these fans are too smart for their own good. They think they're smart fans,
Oh, I agree.
but
Oh,
they
my
don't
God.
know their history.
I totally agree with that. I've my friends and I, we talk about it. I said the one thing, I'm a wrestling fan. The one thing I hate very much would be a room full of wrestling, like a group of wrestling fans who, like I said, you said, like, when you go to a live event. When you go to a live event now, the crowd wants to be the show. That's not it. You want to watch the show.
They want to write the show too.
Yeah, no, I've said before, like I've been behind the curtain. I've hung out in locker rooms and at wrestling shows. I've watched schools. I've seen how it's done. I love watching wrestling. I don't love watching wrestling crowds.
I don't want to make a generic comment about wrestling fans because I've met some wonderful people, some close friends. But at the same time, I don't like snarky. I don't like snarky. You effed up. Guy did 37 moves, 36 are flawless. You effed up.
Right.
Guy's 400 pounds, lives in his mother's basement. You effed up. Come on.
Right. Well, that's the same.
Come
Like
on.
I said a couple weeks ago when they had the match, when Rollins is going with Finn Balor for the match for the Universal title, and the entire audience, all they're doing is insulting the color of the title belt instead of watching the match. It's like why would you do that?
Explain to me why you have a grown man, 30, 40, 50 years old, walking around wrestling shows with a belt across his shoulder. Does he think this impresses anybody? I can see the kid's 10 years old. He has the... I don't get it.
Yeah.
Am I missing something?
Someone said. I think someone said it's funny that that the biggest prize in boxing and in pro wrestling is a belt. Like, it's these masculine kind of things, and the biggest prize is a nice shiny belt.
Yeah, I don't know if that works for pro wrestling though. Like, if you're the heavyweight champion of the world in boxing,
Right.
and you want to walk around with the title,
Yeah.
I could see that. The universal title, I don't know.
I want to be the intergalactic champion.
All right.
I want to be... I'm assuming the universal title is higher than the world title.
No, it's not
The
supposed to
universe
be.
is
I guess
bigger
it
than the
right,
world.
Exactly. I
No?
guess,
Right,
and
but
it's on Raw, which we all know Raw is the bigger show.
Yeah, the universal title's on SmackDown, but I guess they're trying to give SmackDown some credibility.
Right. Yeah.
Because SmackDown's always been the second tier show.
Right.
I want to be champion of the galaxy because
All right,
I don't think
the
the
galactic
universe
champion.
is big enough.
All right. Now, but the thing about that is you have to be able to defend it in the other parts of the galaxy.
That's right.
You know, they need to go back to cross promoting, or maybe have champions from other promotions wrestle each other, and maybe that way you could get your intergalactic championship.
I'm giving this this brand breakup, this brand split about 3 weeks because SmackDown is such a weaker brand talent-wise, it's almost ridiculous.
But they did it before. It lasted what, maybe 5 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was never sincere. They were always going back and forth, and
Yeah.
that SmackDown pay-per-view is a weak lineup. I'm sorry, they have 1 or 2 good matches, and it is, WWE has this theory that wins and losses don't count, but it does.
Oh, yeah.
They destroyed Dolph Ziggler.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
I
The guy's
agree.
lost 1,000 times. You
I
can't
agree.
take him seriously at this point.
No.
Man, did they
I mean, he's a good wrestler, but you can't take him seriously.
No, he's got everything you would want in the current type of wrestler. He knows how to talk on the microphone. He does not have to have his promos scripted. He sells like a madman, and he can deliver as much. You would think 15 years ago he would be a superstar.
The only problem I have with Dolph Ziggler is that he seems to be very much comfortable in Shawn Michaels' shadow.
Right.
Yeah, he's like Shawn Michaels light. He doesn't touch Shawn Michaels. Good wrestler, but he's just not on that
And I think
level.
he just started that maybe in the last 2 years or so. I saw him using a super kick, and he just seems to be trying to mimic Shawn Michaels, which I'm seeing that a lot too with this generation of wrestlers. Seth Rollins using the pedigree. That's the other issue I'm having, in fact, is that these guys seem to be having a hard time creating finishing moves. Like they're revamping or reusing finishing moves that from already existed.
I used to like when Piper would just poke people in the eyes. It didn't have to be that elaborate. Boing. I like that.
I think the thing I've been saying, being a wrestling fan for 107 years, like he has.
Actually, I've been going to wrestling for 42 years.
There you go.
First match I ever went to was Nikolai and Blassie against Bruno and Strongbow, June 1974.
Wow.
42 years I've been going to wrestling. So I'm jaded.
Ready for this one? I'm 42, so he's been going to wrestling shows as long as I've been alive.
So play that number, 42. When you pick those numbers.
But the funny thing about you say about old school and not knowing, it's like everyone's like they say like a headbutt was a finishing move.
Yeah.
A suplex was a finishing move.
Power slam.
30 years ago,
Yep.
40 years ago, a suplex was a finishing move. A clothesline was a finishing move.
When Bob Orton used to do the superplex, right? Bob Orton?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was the finisher.
Right.
Now they do 80, deadly finishes and everybody kicks out.
Right.
It really bothered me the most when they downgraded the DDT.
Mm-hmm.
Like after Jake Roberts left the WWE, it's like a DDT was just like a clothesline
Right.
or a drop kick, and that was disappointing.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So I would say that the greatest match I've seen in the past year was AJ Styles and Nakamura for New Japan. That was wrestling elevated to art. That was Ricky Steamboat, Ric Flair, Dory Funk, Jack Briscoe level. The other match that I loved over the past 40 years was Nigel McGuinness and Brian Danielson.
Mm-hmm.
That was unbelievable wrestling elevated to an art. Which matches of late did you enjoy the most?
It's very recent, but I really enjoyed the match. I enjoyed Roman Reigns, AJ Styles.
Great.
Yeah, I thought. It's because everyone poo-poos on Roman Reigns as a in-ring performer, but. And then everyone's like, "Oh, AJ made him better." I'm like, "Yeah, no,
takes two to tango.
It's a dance, And I thought that match was just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, great.
AJ has been doing really well for himself in the WWE. They're putting him in these good positions.
They just had the PWI 500, and people go out of their minds because they're not on it, or somebody's too high or too low. But I think Nakamura, Finn Balor, AJ Styles, Okada. I think they're far better wrestlers than Roman Reigns, but Roman Reigns is a top-notch wrestler. Every time you see the guy, he has a great match.
Mm-hmm.
Ditto Cena.
Yeah.
They always piss on Cena. Cena's had some damn good matches.
Right. Oh, yeah. Again,
I think the problem that they have with Cena is his moveset. I think over the last decade, it's gotten kind of old.
Oh yeah, well Reigns does the same moves. Randy Orton does the same moves.
Bret Hart had the 5 moves of doom. Come on, that was that's when you get to that point, especially when you're a face, when you have to do those things that it's going to the audience to react to. So you do. Oh well, we know here comes this, and then here comes this, and here comes the 5-knuckle shuffle, and here comes that.
I know that it was for a new era, but there was just such an air of corniness to John Cena that I think coming out of the Attitude Era. It was just like with his T-shirts. It was just the whole thing. Because when they first introduced him, he was supposed to be like this hip-hop guy. And I think people never got that John Cena out of their mind. Mm-hmm. It was just like, then he had the spinning belt, and it just got really corny.
But the past year or two, he's had some tremendous matches.
I agree.
Him and AJ pinned him clean on top of it. Give the guy credit.
Yep.
I agree.
Yeah. No, I was talking to a friend of mine. Someone said that they should bring back a TV title, because if it showed anything, when John Cena had the U.S. belt last summer, and every week he was, you had a belt match every week on the show, it gave you something to look forward to. It gave you something, so a TV title would be great, or even bring back the classic 24/7 rule on the hardcore title.
That was great.
Something that that's going to give the fans. Just that little bit of unpredictability. You don't know what's going to happen. Right now, if there's a title match on Raw, the champion's going to either win or DQ or something. He's leaving the title. But a TV title that's defended every week on Raw or every week on SmackDown.
If I had one wish, it would be to get Cesaro out of Groundhog Day. He's wrestling the same guy over and over in mid-card hell.
Yes.
Cesaro's as good as anybody.
Oh my God, he's so, yeah. And his strength is insane.
But I mean, Randy Orton and John Cena wrestled each other 320 times. A fan counted.
I believe
That's what
it.
we're going with Cesaro and Sheamus.
Oh my
These
God.
guys are just endlessly going to wrestle each other.
I'm pretty
It's
tired
tedious.
of Sheamus anyway.
Yeah.
I think Sheamus had his run.
Sheamus needs his run on Game of Thrones. He'd be perfect on Game of Thrones as a heel. But anyway, guys, what we're going to do is take a very brief time out. But before we do that, plug anything you want to plug, guys.
Yeah. Oh, well, I can plug one. I'm going to be appearing in November from 11 to the 13th at the LI Who convention in Hauppauge. And my goal is I'm going to be doing a show. I'm also going to be doing every Doctor Who incarnation out of balloons. I'm going to make a 13 Doctor display, and I'll be doing a story after that too.
When I was a kid, I watched Doctor Who. It was tremendous.
My whole family are big fans of the show.
You ever watched The Prisoner with Patrick McGowan?
Yeah.
That was tremendous also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same era. And what would you like to plug?
September 17th, I will be at Mahogany's in Chicago, and I'll be doing stand-up and poetry.
Stand-up?
A little bit of stand-up.
Okay.
Working on it.
You want to do a line or two later?
Sure.
Okay.
There's nobody here to throw fruit, so.
That's right. And we want to give a quick shout out to William S. Peters Sr., right? Not Junior? Junior.
Senior?
Senior?
He's
whatever.
senior.
See, he's senior. Okay. William S. Peters Sr., who introduced us, and he's going to be back on the show in a few weeks. Pulitzer-nominated poet. That's right. And some more quick plugs. Next Saturday, we have Phoenix against Pentagon Jr. This was the best indie match I saw in 20 years, I swear to God. At La Boom, the La Boom nightclub, 56-15 Northern Boulevard in Woodside with a 4 p.m. bell time. So bring the kids. This is an afternoon show next Saturday. And this is Lucha Libre Promotions, New York. It's all in Spanish, but wrestling's not that complicated. You can follow it. So Phoenix versus Pentagon Jr. This is a tremendous match, trust me. You've seen these guys on Lucha Underground. And this Friday night, New York Wrestling Connection presents World's Finest Wrestling. Only the finest survive. Only the finest survive. New York Wrestling Connection. It's World Finest Wrestling this Friday night at the Elegant NYWC Sportatorium.
Mm-hmm.
The Elegant NYWC Sportatorium out in Deer Park, Long Island. That and the Elks Lodge are our two primary arenas in the area because wrestling fans crave elegance. When we come back, speaking of wrestling, Julius, Smokes, and crew, you're going to love it. Don't you dare go anywhere. More of the eclectic mix known as Legends TV. In just a brief moment.
Welcome to Formula Auto Wash, where every day is a great day for a car wash. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. Sundays 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. Detailing packages for every budget, starting out at $29.99. 100% hand wash and detail centre. Hog's hair and microfiber brushes and mitts. Proudly used in Ecolab Blue Coral soaps and waxes. Formula Auto Wash has served the community for over 30 years. Senior discounts all day, every day. Ladies' Day Wednesday, $3 off any wash. Early bird discount Monday through Thursday till 9:30 a.m. Check out our website, formulaautowash.com.
professional motorcycle transport and towing, think Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing. Proudly serving all of Long Island, we feature expert handling and 24/7 service. So send a limo for your toy with Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing.
Galaxy Luxury Coach is a full-service limousine and party bus company. Family-owned and operated, we are an industry leader with over 25 years of experience in providing best-in-class luxury transportation for your special event. Whether it's your precious wedding day, an all-day wine tour out east, your high school prom, that special birthday, or just an amazing night on the town, our professional chauffeurs stand ready to ensure your special event is truly special. Galaxy Luxury Coach has one of the largest and modern party bus fleets in the New York area. Our party buses are simply nightclubs on wheels. Concert sound systems, light shows, lasers and strobes, multicolor LED lighting brilliantly lights your party bus inside and out. For corporate and more laid-back events, we will cater to your specific needs and requests. What sets Galaxy aside from all others in the luxury transportation industry is our attention to detail in customizing our services to your special event. At Galaxy, it's all about you and your guests. Galaxy customers return time and time again because they know they can trust Galaxy to help deliver those lifetime memorable moments. Step aboard and let your Galaxy experience begin.
Musical legends, Ray Manzarek of the Doors, Billy Corgan of Smashing Pumpkins, Judy Collins, Roberta Flack, and many more. Stars from movies, TV, and comedy have included Jenny McCarthy, Wayne Brady, 30 Rock's Judah Friedlander, Shelley Berman, Jackie the Joke Man Martling, David Allen Greer, and Paul Mooney. Stars of pro wrestling and MMA include Bruno Sammartino, Rowdy Roddy Piper, Superstar Billy Graham, and Frank Shamrock. Co-hosted by renowned journalist Dr. Mike Lano, Legends Radio is heard Wednesdays 7 p.m. to 9:20 p.m. Eastern Standard. We are archived 24/7 with hundreds of hours of classic interviews. Legends Radio also features the best in indie music, showcasing talent deserving wider exposure.
I'm from Brooklyn, baby. Don't forget the gravy. We are soldiers.
You missed the birth of your mother and father. Don't you dare miss Evan Ginsberg's Legends Radio.
We are the Stylistics Review, and you're watching MadhouseTV.com.
Shannon Gates is the #1 fence provider on Long Island, with the most inventory in stock, including vinyl, chain link, and aluminum. Gates offers a custom powder-coated system that prevents rust throughout the life of the fence. We carry fence tools to the trade. We even stock wood, rail, and glass hardware as well. Shannon Gates has our very own patented locking system. The next time you need fencing of any sort, both commercial and private, give Shannon Gates a call at 631-392-4330. You can also visit our website at shannongatesinc.com.
Galaxy Luxury Coach is a full-service limousine and party bus.
Come on, Bob with the twist. Come on, baby, Bob with the twist. You do the best, but
right, we are back with Legends TV, always an eclectic mix from Buddha Head Records. My friend Julius Smokes.
LC, what's goody?
There you go, there you go. Big fan of yours forever, big ROH mark.
Appreciate it.
There you go.
Love is love.
And I remember you from the doghouse. From the doghouse. You lost a lot of weight. I didn't recognize you when you came in. Yeah.
Whose house?
There you go. And Lalo the Don.
Thank you. Lalo the Don, Thug Gentleman Entertainment. Happy to be here. We appreciate the invite.
Oh, of course. And Burns Luciano. We're Facebook friends. Do you realize that? There you go. There you go. So tell us what's happening with Buddha Head Records. And you guys are partners, I believe.
Yes, absolutely. Scare money makes no money. I basically had the opportunity to do work with the Ring of Honor and different organizations to come up with my theme music and everything like that. Hammerstar Ballroom, BB King's. People loved it and enjoyed it. So I just wanted to network it towards all the stores and all the digital networks out there and broadcast it. Put it where it needs to be at.
Pro wrestling and the music business. You guys pick like the toughest businesses ever.
Well, if Vince McMahon started WrestleMania 1 the same way, why not
wrestling.
Yeah,
You know
I
what
always
I'm saying?
wondered if you had the rock and wrestling connection. And I was there the day Lou Albano and Cyndi Lauper went at it. I was physically there. Why not like the hip-hop and wrestling connection? I would think for 2016 it would work.
I think it goes hand in hand, yes. Goes hand in hand.
So how are we going to make that happen?
Well, we're moving forward towards that in the future. Big plans ahead for the future in 2017.
There you go. So tell us, give us some examples.
Well, we're looking at branching off and starting our own organization.
Awesome.
Using our music that's produced by us and made by us.
I remember you did that work with the Urban Wrestling Federation a couple of years back.
Yes.
So why don't you take that theme and expand on it? Because I think there's a market.
I believe so heavily, but the music got to be better quality.
Okay.
Because today's hip hop is like eating cereal for nutrition.
There you go.
It tastes good for the moment, but it's nothing in it. It's not deep enough.
Processed.
No thought-provoking stuff going on like what these guys are doing.
So who are some of the hip-hop artists that influenced you guys? I'll throw this out to everybody. Carlos included. Carlos is spoken word and poet.
We scar. Let it be known, baby.
Yeah, I was
Stay lit.
I was heavily influenced by hip hop. Period. Coming up, but I think probably Tupac had the biggest effect on me in terms of writing.
I saw Tupac live with Digital Underground. That's
Who
how far
didn't
back
you
I
see
go.
live?
You see an old white guy in a suit, you don't expect that, right?
You go from Lou Albano to Tupac.
Eclectic mix. Yeah.
Well, for me, it was Big Daddy Kane.
Okay.
That really inspired
Still
me.
out there?
Yes.
Definitely.
Hold on, Burns. I can hear Miss pissing on counting.
Yeah, me, all hip hop in general, because I grew up in the best generation, I came up when it all started, and that itself,
You look too young. You look too young, really?
Yeah, believe it or not. Yeah.
And it's interesting because him and Jay are the two guys that I first ever saw be wrestlers and rappers at the same time, way before it was ever marketable, and before I could ever remember anyone saying the gimmick. I'm talking about the early 90s.
Yep.
So these cats, when we're coming back with it, it's not even a gimmick. It's something that we already started a long time ago. So to answer that question, it's really more styles or eras for me as opposed to a specific person, because we coming in as a group. Like, I respect both of them equally as I would a Big Daddy Kane or anybody else, or Tupac.
Yeah. When you go from like Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul to, I want to bang you on the dance floor, it's like there's not a lot of substance today.
I agree.
It's dumbed down.
Yeah, dumbed down.
It's just a hot beat and some.
That's all it is.
Very few words.
Yeah.
Although, if you look at the indie artists, there's still a lot of quality out there.
Yes.
I mean,
there
you
is.
kind of have to search for it. On the charts, it's tough.
It's bubblegum.
Right. Because I don't really believe labels are looking at either content. They're looking at what's selling. And at that point, I wonder, okay, so the labels are just as guilty, but some in a sense, all this is the fan base, whoever's buying the stuff. If you're buying garbage, then there's more garbage being sent to you.
Yep.
but sometimes the kids can't distinguish, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, like I grew up on James Brown, Al Green, Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder.
Good stuff.
And then you have some mediocre, you know, Justin Bieber, and this is what they know. So, you know.
Earth, Wind and Fire?
I grew up, yeah. Boris White just died. Yeah.
Right. But there's a loose connection there somewhere.
Part of the problem is too is that some kind of way what became hip or what became cool in hip hop went from the streets kind of dictating that to the music industry dictating it.
Yep.
And everybody kind of followed along with it. So I think that's a big problem too. I think the industry's implement on the genre has caused it to suffer a lot.
Right. One of the problems in hip hop is ageism. You know, you get a guy like Chuck D, who's my age. He's out there with Prophets of Rage.
Right.
So you know, these guys are creating great music, but a lot of the old school rappers, you know, they're starving. They're starving. It's ageism.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. And hip hop's probably the only genre I've seen that you're already old school by 30, if not earlier. You don't see that. You got guys like Mick Jagger still on tour, being current. And a lot of it is because their music is still being played by mainstream radio, whether it be an Aerosmith or guys like that are probably been around twice as long as a Chuck D, let's say, and Chuck is already old school.
I hate to tell you, I pitched an artist to a record label, 16, you know, talented, beautiful, could sing, play the guitar, all around songwriter, etc. So on. They go, we're looking for 14 years old.
Yeah.
So what if you're 30 and you're great? Yeah. It's like you're an old man.
They like to keep us young and dumb. That's what it is.
Yeah. Brainwash.
Because a 14-year-old is probably not going to own their music, while a 30-year-old already knows the business
and
they want their piece of the pie. And I think that's what it is. A lot of the industry just wants to keep you excited. You're kind of like a mark to the fame and to the money, and then all of a sudden you turn 30 and you're like, everything's gone. You're already put the pasture, and they're moving on to the next artist. You know, which is the difference with wrestling, where now wrestling has had their time like that, but now there's more selection and their independent version of what music is, with their different, let's say different federations, different industries within wrestling, still can make decent money, while indie artists on the music side find it a lot more difficult to do that.
Well, I'm going to shift gears a bit because we have a surprise for you guys.
Oh.
I don't know if you know Mr.Poppin Twist. He's a wrestling balloon maker, and he has something for you.
Evan put this in motion. So what we're doing here.
Herman made it.
Okay, so we got Lalo right here. Coming right up.
He made him look. He's a lot better looking than I am.
We got Burns right there.
What's he smoking?
There you go, man.
Nice.
With the split.
I went with an old school buddy, but I think you're all right?
Oh man, thank you, champ.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
We didn't know House was going.
This is going to be the next video right here.
A chocolate pop out of settlement.
Wow,
absolutely.
We got the sign everything.
Now, but hold up. I wanted to talk about basically how I came into the industry. My sister Melissa Smokes was a Zulu queen when we came from Virginia. I was raised in the Bronx, but my grandmother kept on getting sick, so we moved down to Virginia. But we moved back to New York like in '86, '85, and meeting DJ Scholar Rock. He was an incredible dude. Wow. He never bragged or boast about being in the game or getting into the game. I never knew he was actually into the game until you saw him on The Bridge Is Over. You know what I'm saying? Ralph McDaniels, Video Music Box, from on Channel 31. You know what I'm saying? And he just
Ralph McDaniels is working for the Queen's Libraries now.
Really?
Yeah. Bringing hip hop into libraries. It's respected.
Wow. Yeah. Shout out to Ralph.
Yeah. Being an ambassador, carrying it to the next level where it should be at. You know what I'm saying? And just meeting that guy right there, DJ Scholar Rock, influenced me to get into the game.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't he pass young?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He was in the projects, resolving some type of beef with Mick Boo, what his name was. And no, it was D Nice, actually, D Nice. And somebody shot through
the Jeep.
Shot through the Jeep.
For the Jeep, and
even though he was hit, while he was driving, somebody was saying, "You hit." What? Even though it was incredible, man. Rest in peace.
It's always the nice guys.
Yeah,
that's how it always is. Yeah.
So we're gonna show you a video. Who wants to set it up? Tell us what we're gonna see in this video.
All right, Concrete Jungle remix, the original version of Concrete Jungle.
Yeah.
Jesus, Jay. He ain't fighting back yet.
He likes that alone.
Real quickly, the Concrete Jungle remix. Myself, Lalo the Don, Julius Smokes, Burns Luciano. We 3 guys having a good time, and the concept is about killer cops. So listen to the lyrics, have fun, and watch out for Jay's elbow drop.
We love the great cops, though, yo.
And it's interesting, at the beginning of the video, you shout out to the good cops also.
Yeah,
so it's not a blanket indictment.
Right, because this is the problem. We haven't seen any real great hip-hop song. I know there are a few guys on a certain level that did it, but I don't think it made the same impact. You know, Beyonce had to be the one to say, hey, you know, Black Lives Matter and all this other stuff. So we did this way before that even happened. You know, it just finally came out. The views have been great, but when I tell people everything we're talking about, we're the ones who are being proactive and putting it out there and having a message in our music, and hopefully people pick up on it and also have a good time, because again, it's not all cops. We're clear on that. You know, I have family members and friends that are cops, and they like the record.
I've had family and friends who are cops, and I've known good and bad cops.
Exactly.
So,
yeah, and just any walk of life.
Yeah, let's see the video, folks. Enjoy. Julius is going to beat up the...
Unbelievable! Lacey jumping into the ring, thinking that, well, Julius Smokes and Jack Evans...
In a world full of corruption and scandals, 3 men embark on a journey to right the wrongs of police brutality, racial profiling, and a generation of weak rappers that refuse to stand up for their communities. Lalo the Don remixes his soundtrack classic Concrete Jungle, along with UWL originals and longtime friends Julius Smokes and Burns Luciano. Love good cops, but hate bad ones. Concrete Jungle is now available on all digital music platforms.
Most of y'all just piss me off. Stop the clock, y'all tick me off. Move along, y'all drifting north. 3, 2, 1, I'm lifting off. Grab the mic, let me speak. Most of y'all just cease to reach. Running from the heat I see. Rappers now too weak to teach. Talk about it. Funny how most of y'all walk around it. Need to do more than gawk and tout it. It's a dead issue, draw chalk around it. My turn, yo go. Yo stands, so. Fight back, oh no, y'all too scared of popo. Tear gas and tasers, stun guns and lasers. Your favorite rappers at Jacobs don't be dropping jewels, so later they unheard, they unseen. This generation's Chuck D. Really, is it just me? Might as well be us 3. Not about them hands up. Each of us just man up. Serve and protect, choking our necks, no murder arrest. Stand up, taller than Sir Barkley. We're out the hoodie in black. Lyrically, literally, liberty, justice for all that react. Facts.
Welcome to the Jungle Brothers, ready to rumble. Guns and Roses were chosen, so which one you holding?
You not about that life, don't believe that.
Concrete Jungle, the sequel, cause they don't see us as equals. Welcome to the Jungle Brothers, ready to rumble. Guns and Roses were chosen, so which one you holding?
You not about that life, don't believe that.
Concrete Jungle, the sequel, cause they don't see us as equals.
I live in down the South Bronx, home to Tigers and Lions. I'm throwing up the X like my name was Dez Bryant. My name is Julius Smokes, the double son-in-law. That mean I got a serpent strapped in my drawers. I'm the American dream, black dusty rose. No justice, no peace, here goes my blood flow. Why NYPD like to stare me down? They wanna beat me down cause I'm brown. Choke holes to leave my family with a permanent frown. But why we gotta be that way? Didn't Martin Luther die for our sins that day? For all you dummies wanna talk about is money. For all you dummies you could be about that money. Hip hop gangsters dip their horny. Put up your hands, put out your guns. You wanna go for the steal, and I'm only smoking blunt bills. My name is Julius Smokes, is in my DNA. Bob Marley, Malcolm X, and Class is Clay.
Welcome to the Jungle Brothers, ready to rumble. Guns and Roses were chosen, so which one you holding?
You not about that life, don't believe that.
Concrete jungle, the sequel, cause they don't see us as equals. Welcome to the jungle, brothers ready to rumble. Guns and Roses were chosen, so which one you holding?
You not about that life, don't believe the hype.
Concrete jungle, the sequel, cause they don't see us as equals.
You don't want no beef with a nigga like me in the concrete jungle, even dead in the streets. Fuck the police, they ain't got no love for a nigga like you or me for the streets. Say, yo, my man, here you go again. All you do is harass me and my friends. Police be watching us like a hawk. What the fuck you mean I'm the king of New York? I keep them looking. Pretty ass nigga, these bitches love it, yo. They see me walking down the block, their eyes pop like a modeling. Supermodel thug, nigga. Ghetto superstar, nigga. Every day I'm on that block, we hold it down like the mob, nigga. Strapped up like all the time, niggas don't see me when I'm creeping, yo. Dress up like police when I rip and run. Leave your brains up on that sour floor, please. You don't wanna beef like that, and everyone know where the fuck we at. Plus babies dying on the streets from gats and police killing them innocent cats. Fuck the law, they ain't got love for us, so they ain't no love, my nigga. Fuck that, we don't got love for the police killing them innocent victims. We here now on the block today, gone tomorrow, probably shot in the face. Police man love locking us in the cage, it's just that life in the jungle, man.
Welcome to the jungle, brothers ready to rumble. Guns and Roses were chosen, so which one you holding?
You not about that life, don't believe the hype.
Concrete jungle, the sequel, cause they don't see us as equals. Welcome to the jungle, brothers ready to rumble. Guns and Roses were chosen, so which one you holding?
You not about that life, don't believe the hype.
Concrete jungle, the sequel, cause they don't see us as equals.
Flowers of dawn, thug gentlemen.
We are back, and very impressive, guys. Before I forget, I want to acknowledge Bobby Lombardi from the Doghouse. He's been in bad health the past few years, and we did a tribute to Bobby right here. Anything you want to say real quick about Bobby?
I love him. He started the Doghouse, gave me life, gave me opportunity, and God bless you. You know what I'm saying? Continue to pray. Bless up.
Your house?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, like when I saw Bobby last year in person, I thanked him. And once again, I thank him for giving me the opportunity to live a childhood dream.
Yeah.
The opportunity.
Yeah. It's amazing, low-key and Homicide, how far they went, and Julius,
Yes.
and a lot of the guys. I mean,
I'm so proud of my brothers from the Doghouse, definitely.
Yeah. Really worldwide fame. Yeah.
And it's interesting because New York always had a lot of talent, but there was an era where guys just weren't getting out. And I think, definitely Bobby had a big part in pushing people out to another level because guys were always around in the early 90s and things.
Established respectability. Paid you $100 your first wrestling show and never went underneath that at all.
Right.
Like these scummy promoters, what they doing right now, trying to give you $40 to $50 or even
Try
$20.
nothing. Try nothing.
Hot dog in the soda. They never did that to me
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
But they try to do the rope-a-dope on me. I don't go for that. I'm a Ring of Honor icon, legend. If you don't respect me for that, you already know. I don't have to say no more.
Yeah.
Don't try to water me down at all.
Yeah.
We are beasts. We're still the best. Doghouse, 940 Jamaica Avenue. We'll wrestle around you all day. Who could be Tower of Torture? He's 40 years old right now. Nobody can still wrestle with him.
Yeah, he's a big guy. He used to
Monster Mac, Dan Moff, Low Life Louie, the king of hardcore.
15, 20 years ago when I was at WBAI-FM, these guys used to come down 3 in the morning, Tower of Torture, Low Life
I
Louie.
remember that.
Yeah.
Down before with them too one
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
By the seaport, right?
Yeah.
I remember that.
Absolutely.
Doghouse alumni, right there, baby.
There you go. Anything you want to say about Bobby?
Bobby's a cool dude, man. I mean, a lot of people don't know, but I started out with him wrestling, and then I met Bobby through a friend of mine when I used to work in the motorcycle shop with Indy and Larry.
Right.
And his friend came to me, told me about Bobby trying to start a federation. And I was actually the guy who made that happen and put him with the people that needed to happen. So technically, if it wasn't for me meeting up with Bobby and me working, it would never happen.
Bobby had the money, the connects I didn't have. That's what it was. And more power to him.
Tell him what Bobby did. He gave us our license.
Yeah,
Floyd Patterson,
our license.
Rest in peace. He was the state commissioner who signed off on everything back then. Floyd Patterson, rest in peace, world champion.
I just want to say one final thing before we wrap up the segment. The Hit Squad. Those guys should be in WWE right now.
You would
Come
think
on.
so.
Come on. They got some horrible tag teams in WWE. These guys are world-class performers.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think that's ageism.
Yeah,
Ageism.
that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
All they want to see is somebody young, and that's it. They don't care about your, it's just a crock of shit, man.
The powers that be got to call you up. They have to anoint you.
Put some
Say
lipstick
people behind the
on,
scenes
you know?
that was in the Ring of Honor that's there now.
Patterson.
So once they call them up and want to anoint them, that's when they go.
I was associate producer on The Wrestler. I brought a lot of good people into The Wrestler, including Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
I wish I could do it in WWE. I have no power there. So, anyway, guys, what would you like to plug?
Buddha Head Records. We got our T-shirts out that's coming. We on all the social digital stores, all the networks, and catch us. We here right now, Concrete Jungle.
Yeah. Thug Gentleman Entertainment, Lalo the Don. Twitter, Lalo the Don. YouTube, Lalo the Don, and Lalo the Don Films. Facebook, Lalo. Everything Lalo the Don. THE, the, not the, Lalo the Don. And you know, again, you'll see me on Jay's stuff, on Burns' stuff. Burns also produces a lot of my stuff as well. And also, wrestling-wise, soon enough, we'll be working on our original company, which is Urban Wrestling League, which we will probably need a whole nother show just to talk about that. But soon enough, sooner or later, we'll definitely talk on that.
Then we got to put that plug in. Urban Wrestling Federation, I'm on pay-per-view everywhere right now, you know what I'm saying? So check me out. Best commentating team in the world right now, uncensored.
By the way, Lalo, I'm a huge Bruce Lee fan, and I can tell you the day he died, July 20, 1973.
Ooh,
73, wow.
Ooh, and it was like on page 20 of the newspaper. Would you believe it? Wow. It was like buried in the newspaper because a lot of his movies hadn't been out at that point.
Now, I'm going to ask you, do you ever see him perform live?
No.
Oh, man, we got you on that one.
You found one? You didn't see
You found one. That would have been great, though. That would have been awesome because he his demonstrations or something, you know.
No, I've seen videos, of course.
Yeah, he's awesome. You know.
I'm sorry, I never.
The original first MMA. You know, a lot of people believe that Bruce Lee was the first.
Bruce Lee influenced everything. Yeah. MMA, fashion, movies, of course. I mean,
Chuck Norris made him look good. Stop playing.
He put him over.
They have Bruce Lee philosophy books out.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm just gonna say something real quick because we have a packed show to follow. Bruce Lee was incredibly disciplined, not just body. I mean, mind. Every day was to improve yourself. Work hard, work tirelessly.
Right.
And the people that get ahead are the people that are the most driven.
Yeah.
You know, you can't sit watching 8 hours of TV a day or bullshitting on Facebook. I mean, if you want to get ahead, you got to put the hours in.
Yeah, and he understood the spirit self. You know, we're all in the voyage here on Earth. We're all, not to get too deep with it, but his philosophy is very similar to how I think. And I think that's one of the reasons why I got the shirt, besides the cool saying, you know, don't think, feel. Basically, you know, again, sometimes we overthink things. And I think, especially with art, you just go with your feeling, you know. And we all have a voyage here. We're not going to be here forever. And while we're here, we got to make the best of it. He's definitely
100
did.
years is 36,500 days approximately. That's
long
it.
time.
That's your run. Take advantage of it. I did meet Jim Kelly, by the way.
Oh,
what a
okay.
gentleman. What a
That's all.
gentleman.
He's a nice guy.
Machine Gun Kelly.
Anyway, guys, when we come back, we're going to have movie reviews, we're going to have a poetry set from Written in Pain, and we're going to have a hip-hop set from these gentlemen. So we have a packed show to go. Don't you dare go anywhere. This is the Eclectic Mix, known as Legends TV. Let me just do one or two quick plugs, Janine. Don't pull the plug quite yet. Tonight, Clarence Carter and Joe Louis Walker at BB King's. That's going to be a hot R&B and blues show. Saturday, September 7th, Felix Cabrera at Lucille's, part of BB King's, our friend Felix Cabrera. At Mousetrap Cafe in Amityville, September 9, Michael Packer, and September 17, the great Edwin Vasquez. Edwin, tremendous artist, as is Michael Packer, and we're going to reschedule Michael for this show. And Thursdays, 8 to 10 p.m., Main Event Madness Radio, yours truly, a correspondent. That's at wrestling-news.net. John Curry and Mark Madison, your host. We come back, more of the Eclectic Mix, known as Legends TV. For nearly a decade, Evan Ginsberg's Legends Radio has featured interviews with the greatest names in the arts and sports. Heard worldwide at legendsradio.net. The program has featured these great musical legends: Ray Manzarek of The Doors, Billy Corgan of Smashing Pumpkins, Judy Collins, Roberta Flack, and many more. Stars from movies, TV, and comedy have included Jenny McCarthy, Wayne Brady, 30 Rock's Judah Friedlander, Shelley Berman, Jackie the Joke Man Martling, David Alan Grier, and Paul Mooney. Stars of pro wrestling and MMA include Bruno Sammartino, Rowdy Roddy Piper, Superstar Billy Graham, and Frank Shamrock. Co-hosted by renowned journalist Dr. Mike Lano, Legends Radio is heard Wednesdays 7 p.m. to 9:20 p.m. Eastern Standard. We are archived 24/7 with hundreds of hours of classic interviews. Legends Radio also features the best in indie music, showcasing talent deserving wider exposure.
I'm from Brooklyn, baby. Don't forget the gravy. We are soldiers.
You missed the birth of your mother and father. Don't you dare miss Evan Ginsberg's Legends Radio. For nearly a decade, Evan Ginsberg's Legends Radio has featured interviews with the greatest names in the arts and sports. Heard worldwide at legendsradio.net. The program has featured these great musical legends: Ray Manzarek of The Doors, Billy Corgan of Smashing Pumpkins, Judy Collins, Roberta Flack, and many more. Stars from movies, TV, and comedy have included Jenny McCarthy, Wayne Brady, 30 Rock's Judah Friedlander, Shelley Berman, Jackie the Joke Man Martling, David Alan Grier, and Paul Mooney.
The associate producer of The Wrestler, Evan Ginsberg, comes Wrestling Then and Now.
What? I think you look better with the mask on!
Learn the super secret backstage moves of professional wrestlers.
You know, he knows all those moves and can do everything, right? But
innovative ways of dealing with sexual harassment.
I actually did make contact on his nuts, and it did hurt.
Ask yourself, what the hell is wrong with these people? Watch Saturday morning cartoons with Nikolai Volkov. What are you doing here, Nikolai?
Yeah, save this child.
That's the best one, too.
Basic likeness there.
Good looker guy.
Hear the wisdom of Killer Walter Kowalski.
Think you become, the feel you become, what you say you become. Never ever be derogatory about yourself. Feel down, take the upper stand. I am Superman. I am the greatest. I am perfect.
It's a time capsule of a film. Wrestling Then and Now. Streaming to your computer, to your phone, to your TV. Download now.
Hi everyone, I'm Randy Unger, and this is another edition of Unger the Radar. Welcome back. And also with me today is Erica A., videographer.
Thank you, Randy. It's glad to be back on Unger the Radar. We're going to have 2 exciting movies to review this week, so
Yes.
let's roll right into it.
Okay, so the first movie we'll be discussing is called White Girl, and it is an indie drama about a young college student who gets into a lot of trouble: drugs, sex, and fighting. Here's a trailer.
Did you hear the story about Cocaine Liz? She had a cocaine house on Cocaine Hill. She had a cocaine dog and cat, even had a cocaine rat, and it's all around my brain. Been walking around that street in Maine. I've been looking for a girlie to give me cocaine. Cocaine still running around my.
Hey, shorty. Don't do drugs, alright?
And there you have it, guys. That is White Girl, now out in theaters. Erica, what did you think?
So, I thought that it was a really interesting movie, really worth seeing. Small film production, and the characters were just dynamic. They really want you to care about it. Even the supporting cast was very interesting. It was interesting. It was sort of about this girl from Middle America coming to New York, a place we really relate to.
Indeed, indeed.
This is New York after all.
Yes.
And it's just, she has to really learn how to interact, and I really appreciate how they really do a dynamic that fits New York. It's very culturally affluent and lots of minorities.
Yeah.
And
it actually reminded me of a movie from 1995 called Kids. I don't know if you've seen it.
It's an interesting movie. I know of it. I haven't seen it all the way through.
Basically, it's about teenagers growing up in New York and basically having all kinds of trouble, drugs, unsafe sex, whatever.
And that's completely what this movie is, after all.
So it's basically in that same vein, in that same style. And I think that the main actress, at only 21, Morgan Saylor,
And this
gave
is
a great
actually the
performance.
second time we're seeing her in a
That's
very
true.
similar role.
We actually reviewed a movie called Being Charlie a couple months ago, and she was also a slutty teenager. So
hopefully, though, this doesn't mean Hollywood will start typecasting her or something.
Right.
Because that would be bad, because she might have great potential.
Yeah, no, she showed a lot of promise in this and a lot of range. I mean, I think she has a way to go, and I'd like to see more of her in the future.
But what did you think of the movie overall?
Overall, I thought it was very well made. I'm a big fan of indie dramas here at Under the Radar. So, yeah, I think Morgan really, she hit it out of the park. Like, the whole movie was basically her, following her on this journey.
Her main character and her love interest, the guy who played Blue,
Right,
who was
right,
this
right,
drug
right.
dealer. But one thing I have to say, though, about the movie was that every time you meet a character and you think, okay, this is the normal person.
Mhm.
This is the person who's just like everyone else in New York. They
Mhm.
randomly start shooting up cocaine, too.
You're talking about Blue?
Well, not just Blue. I'm talking about every character we meet.
Right.
Didn't you find that? Between the roommate who seems nice at first, and then she starts.
Each character had their own personality and kind of mirrored the New York City vibe. And
until they started just becoming a drug user.
Yeah, no, this movie is bizarre, but bizarre in a good way. If you want to see great performances, especially from Morgan Saylor, I recommend this movie. Also, you've got, as you said, a great supporting cast. Chris Noth actually plays an attorney, without giving too much away.
Yes.
But
no spoilers.
Right. No. But he actually adds a little bit of class to the production.
And a different age range too.
Yeah,
because so much of the cast is so young.
Exactly. Most of the cast is in their early to mid 20s, and then you have this, pretty, I guess, seasoned actors, of the proper term,
so,
in his 50s.
Everyone look forward to seeing him, and I would say go see the movie. It's definitely on the radar.
Definitely on the radar, and it's out now in theaters, and it's called White Girl. Okay, so Well,
also I just wanted to say, and stay for the credits. I do love the song. If you're into hip hop or rap, the song after the credits has a good beat, and it's not just your basic hip hop song. So that's something to look forward to too.
Oh, and also before we move on to the next film, Justin Bartha, he plays the white girl's boss at an internship. And I thought he added a good amount of quality as well.
I didn't love him.
Really?
Out of characters, he was one of the weakest.
He was minor, but I thought he was
minor.
interesting.
It was that he was just weak. Every time he portrayed onto the screen,
you didn't think he was necessary?
He didn't bring anything new to the plot. He was just there as like a tool to move the plot along.
Right, and I appreciated that. He was a good tool. Okay, guys.
That's our next movie.
Now to our next movie. It is called Skip Trace. And it is an action comedy starring Jackie Chan and Johnny Knoxville. Here is the trailer.
And Officer Chan, you are being charged with accessory to murder. So what's the plan?
I was hoping you had some ideas.
Get them! Now! Go, 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 go!
Open up.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you through the glass.
Can you hear me now? It's not honorable to fight girls. Size D?
Double D.
I trust you'll take care of it.
I'll think about it. I really miss my favorite uncle.
Did not know that.
Okay.
Hey guys, so that's Skip Trace starring Jackie Chan and Johnny Knoxville. Erica, what did you think?
It was an interesting movie, your basic Jackie Chan movie.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest Jackie Chan fan, honestly, or Johnny Knoxville.
Me neither.
But it was pretty much what you would expect back all the way to 1996. I know this movie I didn't even realize was coming out. It didn't feel very publicized. So if you were a fan of Jackie Chan back in the 90s, definitely go see this.
Yeah.
Randy, what did you think?
It is. It's definitely on my radar because I really respect the director Rennie Harlin. He did Die Hard 2, Cliffhanger, The Long Kiss Goodnight. So he really has a good eye for action, and this movie is no exception. It's basically his version of Rush Hour, the buddy comedy action film.
Going head to head, two people, unlikely people put together in an action sequence.
And it's a formula that's been done to death, but it kind of works with this as well.
And all the sets that they use were really nice. But one thing that's very interesting, if you're a big Jackie Chan fan, some of the choreography is not in his fighting style at all.
Yeah.
I mean, there is this one scene that's really great. You guys can look forward to when he's in this Russian factory, and the Russian doll.
He's got like these Russian dolls, you know, the ones that break open.
And it's really his
smaller and
hand
smaller.
motions that are very him, and they go flying through the air.
That was a very
creative,
fight sequence, and you know, there's a few sequences that'll bring you in, that'll draw you in, and I think the main thing is with this movie that I liked was the chemistry between Chan and Knoxville.
And if you're a Johnny Knoxville fan, or if you're not, he's okay in the movie. It's not like
he
Jackass.
Is okay. Yeah.
No stapling things.
He's
to
not
his
shoving anything up his ass, thankfully. But he does have a very interesting chemistry with Jackie Chan.
So, but that apart from the China and all the different countries, go see it maybe. And now I think it's time for us to say goodbye, though.
Unfortunately, we must say goodbye, guys. But we will have more Legends TV after this short commercial break. Thanks, guys.
This is Beth.
Hi.
Oh, congratulations. When are you due?
I'm not pregnant.
Oh, look at that. Excuse me.
You're totally thin.
You look very sexy.
For life's bleachable moments, all it takes is 3/4 of a cup.
This is Beth.
Hi.
Oh, congratulations. When are you due?
I'm not.
Being a fireman is more than just putting out blazes and giving kittens CPR. Sometimes my duty demands I fan the flames, like when a call comes in from a lady who needs immediate assistance. Maybe she needs help with that computer thing. Maybe she wants to go antique. Could be as simple as understanding that walking in heels it's hard. Aussi simple que l'été dernier à Paris. C'est sympa. Maybe it's ladies' night in, and she wants a simple, delicious recipe for margaritas with a twist. First, a can of limeade. Now hold on to this. You'll be using it. Side note, kittens make everything better. Next, add water. Now, a bottle of light beer. No, shh. Trust me, I'm a professional. And last, and most important, Sauza Blue tequila. Now, mix it up. Ole. Yes, that's what I'm trained for. Whether it's to help her choose leggings or pants, telling her leggings are pants, or discussing leggings and jeggings versus pant pegging at her next ladies' night in, I'll come to the rescue. Don't call me a hero. Just call me. Let me know what time. Being a fireman is more than just putting out blazes and giving kittens CPR. Sometimes my duty demands I fan the flames, like when a call comes in from a lady who needs immediate assistance. Maybe she needs help with that computer thing. Maybe she wants to go antique. Could be as simple as understanding that walking in heels it's hard. Aussi simple que l'été dernier à Paris. C'est sympa. Maybe it's ladies' night in, and she wants a simple, delicious recipe for margaritas with a twist. First, a can of limeade. Now hold on to this. You'll be using it. Side note, kittens make everything better. Next, add water. Now, a bottle of light beer. No, shh. Trust me, I'm a professional. And last, and most important, Sauza Blue tequila. Now, mix it up. Ole. Yes, that's what I'm trained for. Whether it's to help her choose leggings or pants, telling her leggings are pants, or discussing leggings and jeggings versus pant pegging at her next ladies' night in, I'll come to the rescue. Don't call me a hero. Just call me. Let me know what time.
Written in Pain. I appreciate y'all for having me. This piece is called Final Warning. A murder like anthrax. I'm big time. IMAX. My sentences structured help me vocalize my climax. Ears infected, subliminally affected. Toss blocks in your brain till temples erected. I deflect dyslexic rhetoric. Boomerang slang for the ignorance benefit. That's Dyson swords at you breathing flocks of billboards. See, brainless zombies don't alarm me. Like painted politicians won't disarm me. I'm trapped between God and the devil's army. That went over your head like halos. No angels, circles, no angles, just noosed, dangle. Your mind's been strangled, so I wait. As they gravitate to hate me or use elementary psychology to try to sedate me. Sleeping gas, I'm snoring too. You boring, boo. I mean, why you think I'm ignoring you? My fistful flows are like blows from elbows or shots from pistols. So, if you think you quick to pick me to spit flows, check my credentials. A lot of people climb to the top to get dropped out of windows. I'm homicidal with pens and pencils. I can only assume you hate it. I leave notebook pages illuminated. Recycle your mentals, rejuvenated. This is knowledge inscription written in a painful rendition. On that road to perdition, watch me doctor ignorance prescription. Overdose you, bonfire on everything I'm close to. This ensures purification. This is a shot of adrenaline. Wake up from your lyrical sedation. I go at it like a flow addict. Eyes stay glazed, that's purple haze. You tote soliloquies, but now you smoking a higher grade. You want the juice, but your poems are minute made. Linguistically, I'm a renegade. Moorish blood, you've been afraid. Walk through pain, that's how men are made. And no matter how many spits my pen has made, my tongue is sharp as razor blades. I blow minds like hand grenades, cut notebooks like hands of spades. Did I say cut notebooks like hands of spades? See, sometimes even I'm amazed how I can just take a page, shake your brain off the gauge. Go with me. I'm where the South Bronx meets poetry. And I'll always say that was written in pain. So you know it's me. I was written in pain. Listen, coming to the stage right now. Thank you, I appreciate that. Coming to the stage right now, we got a group of dope artists. Julius Smokes, Lalo the Don, and Burns Luciano. They about to come up here and do their thing.
Madhouse TV.
Yo, what up?
Who the Head Records, baby?
Dog Gentleman.
Who the Head Records? Let's get it.
You already know.
Hashtag it. As we proceed to make your eyes bleed. Stop the clock, y'all tick me off. Move along, y'all drifting off. 3, 2, 1, I'm lifting off. Grab the mic, let me speak. Most of y'all just cease to reach. Running from the heat I seek. Rappers now too weak to teach. Talk about it. Funny how most of y'all walk around it. Need to do more than gawk and tout it. It's a dead issue, draw chalk around it. My turn, yo go. Yo chance, so.
fight back? Oh no, y'all too scared of popo. Tear gas and tasers, stun guns and lasers. Your favorite rappers at Jacobs don't be dropping jewels, so later they unheard, they unseen. This generation's Chuck D. Really, is it just me? Might as well be us three. Not about them hands up, each of us just man up. Serve and protect, choking our necks, no murder arrest. Stand up, taller than Sir Barkley, hurrah the hoodie in black. Lyrically, literally, liberty, justice for all that react fast. Welcome to the Jungle Brothers, ready to rumble. Guns and Roses was chosen, so which one you holding?
You not about that life, don't believe the hype.
Jungle the sequels, they don't see us as sequels. Welcome to the Jungle Brothers, ready to rumble. Guns and Roses was chosen, so which one you holding?
You not about that life, don't believe the hype.
Jungle the sequel, cause they don't see us as equals.
My living down in South Bronx, home of tigers and lions. I'm throwing up the X like my name was Des Bryant. My name is Julius Smokes, the devil's son-in-law. That mean I got a serpent strapped in my drawers. I'm the American dream, black dusty rose. No justice, no peace, here goes my blood flow. Why NYPD like to stare me down? They wanna beat me down cause I'm brown. Choke holes in my family with a permanent frown. But why it gotta be that way? Didn't Martin Luther die for our sins that day? All you dummies wanna talk about is money. All you dummies, you could be about that money. Hip hop gangsters dipped in honey. Put up your hands, put out your guns. You wanna go for the steal? And I'm only smoking Bluntville's. My name is Julius Smokes, it's in my DNA. Bob Marley, Malcolm X, and Cassius Clay.
Welcome to the Jungle Brothers, ready to rumble. Guns and Roses were chosen, so which one you holding?
You not about that life, don't believe the hype.
Jungle the sequel, cause they don't see us as equals. Welcome to the Jungle Brothers, ready to rumble. Guns and Roses was chosen, so which one you holding?
You not about that life, don't believe the hype.
Concrete Jungle the sequel, cause they don't see us as equals.
You don't want no beef with a nigga like me in the concrete jungle, leave him dead in the streets. Fuck the police, they ain't got no love for a nigga like you or me from the streets. Say, yo, my man, here you go again. All you do is harass me and my friends. Police be watching us like a hawk.
What the fuck you mean I'm the king of New York?
I keep them looking pretty ass nigga. These bitches love me, yo. They see me walking down the block, their eyes pop like a modeling supermodel.
Fuck nigga,
ghetto superstar
nigga.
Every day I'm on that block, we hold it down like the
mom nigga.
Strapped up like all the time. These don't see me when I'm creeping, yo. Dress up like police when I rip and run. He brings up on that sidewalk floor. You don't wanna beef like that and everyone know where the fuck we at. Plus babies dying on the streets from gas and police killing them innocent cats. Fuck the law. They ain't got love for us, so they ain't no love, my nigga. Fuck that. We don't got love for the police, killing them innocent victims. We here now on the block today. Going tomorrow, probably shot in the face. Policeman love locking us in the cages, just that life in the jungle, man.
Welcome to the Jungle Brothers, ready to rumble. Guns and Roses were chosen, so which one you holding?
You not about that life, don't believe the hype.
Jungle the sequel, cause they don't see us as equals.
Buddha.
Welcome to the Jungle Brothers, ready to rumble. Guns and Roses was chosen, so which one you holding?
You not about that life, don't believe the hype.
Jungle the sequel, cause they don't see us as equals.
Thug gentlemen.
Yeah.
Through the head.
537, you already know.
Madhouse.
Yeah. Madhouse.